Hi, I'm Mika Truman, and welcome to my YouTube channel, as well as Frankincense School of Mystical Arts. Have you ever had one of those relationships that is just, it's good, it's going great, it's super sweet, they're being so wonderful to you, and then all of a sudden they're just gone. We don't even know why. They just quit responding to texts, they flake out on plans, there's no real reason. And if they do respond, it's going to be really super minimal. If you have had one of those relationships, or if you're in one of those relationships, we often wonder why. Sometimes we take it so personal, like, okay, what's wrong with me? Like, why haven't I heard from them? Why it's going so good, and then the hot and the cold, and then they just vanish and no explanation. Like, I don't even know what even happened. You know what? And one would say, oh, they really don't like you. They just moved on. They're involved with somebody else. They just aren't in love with you. But you know what? Through all of my years of experience, that is the least real, true reason on why relationships vanish, why they vanished, why they ran out the back door. Why the hot and cold? Most of the time, I have found it is and has everything to do with they're starting to develop all these great, loving feelings and emotions for you. It's feeling real, it's feeling positive, and it's almost too much for them to wrap themselves around. It's too much. When someone is used to having the negative, heavy relationships in their life, because they attract the same relationship over and over and over again. So they just automatically go into the relationship with you where, okay, well, it's just going to go bad anyway. I'm sure I already know how this chapter is going to go. They're going to treat me awful. It's going to go bad. I'm not really going to be in love with them. And what? Then they're going to project everything on me. They pretty much feel like that they know the end of the story. And then what happens is they fall in love with you. And it's real and it's deep. And you get the butterflies. And it's going and flowing so perfectly. For one, they really didn't necessarily expect to fall in love with you. And then they did. And then they feel like, oh my goodness, it's going so well, it's going so great. Often they get caught up in their own head and they overthink and they overanalyze. And then all of a sudden, they're gone. Because they're thinking, oh my goodness, does she think or he think that I'm going to have the conversation about where do we go? Are they expecting marriage? What about engagement? And then they just panic. And then the other person is over here thinking, we were just having fun. We were just having a good time. I don't even know what happened. Next thing I know, they're gone. And the truth of it is that it is and it was going great. But the other person was really in their head thinking, oh my goodness, this could very easily lead into marriage. I could see myself marrying this person. It's going that good. And I really like them and I'm super happy. Then they go into, I'm going to be married. We're going to get married. I found the one. And then all of a sudden, they go even further and they go on the dark side. And they go, oh my gosh, then we're going to get divorced. I'm just going to sabotage it. It's just going to go bad anyway. I just know it. Because everything good in my life that ever comes or has ever happened to me, it always ends. It always ends bad. So, I didn't really have a great relationship with my parents. I don't have a connection with too many people. So what makes this one any different? So that's usually where they're at. And that's why they bolt and that's why they run. It's not because they're not interested in you, because most of the time they are. And they are in love with you. And that's why it was so intense and so real that they thought the only way to handle it was to leave and to run. And then most of the time they kind of sit with it for just a little while. And most of the time when they come around, usually it's not too far out. Because in their mind, they're thinking, if I wait too long, they're going to leave. They're going to get involved with somebody else. Maybe they really weren't in love with me like I thought they were. And usually it's that energy that will be the catalyst that will help push them to reach out, have communication and talks with you. This is one small scenario on why they ran out the back door. There are always other reasons. Sometimes it can be baggage with an ex, and sometimes it can be childhood baggage, and it can be maybe they haven't really forgiven themselves for past relationships. There are so many different excuses and so many reasons why people really do pull back. This one is just one of them. So if it fits into your world and you've had this roller coaster of a ride relationship, there's usually probably more to it. And it's probably that the other person needs to probably look at what their issues are. So patience is key here. So until next time, jump over to fsma.life, and there's tons of free stuff. There's also really great psychic courses out there as well for a small fee, so go check it out. But until next time, we will connect very soon, and don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. Thank you.